So hello everyone out there, welcome back to the channel, it's so great to see you. And today we are talking about Sonic 3. I wanted to get this out at the same time as I did the Mufasa review, but the way things worked out, I just couldn't do that, because I actually watched them in the same day. Now before I start talking about the movie, let's get into just what I feel about Sonic in general. I've always thought Sonic was fine. I never disliked Sonic. Like, I've played a couple of the games, and I will admit, I don't get super into them. I think they're fine. I've attempted to watch some of the TV shows, and I think they're fine. I've watched the first two movies, and I think they're pretty good. But not much for me to write home about. Like, I'm gonna be honest, I have not watched Sonic 2 since it came out in theaters. So before this movie, I had to go back and rewatch parts of it just so I remembered what happened. With that being said, what do I think about Sonic 3? Kind of the same way. I do think it's better than the first two Sonic movies, but I didn't really love it that much either. Like, the first one, I thought was totally passable, kind of bland, but totally passable. Second one was definitely better. Crazier, but better. And this one, I think is the best of all three, but still didn't make me fall in love with Sonic. I don't know what it is. I want to get into these movies more than I do, because apparently I'm alone in this. Like, in the theater that I went to, people were just cheering and yelling and screaming during this like it was a Marvel movie. So am I alone in thinking the movies are just fine? And like, this is a huge phenomenon? I could be totally off on this. I didn't realize it was that big of a deal. Like, obviously it was popular enough to get a third movie. But yeah, I don't get Sonic the way everybody else seems to. And I wish I could. Like, this world seems cool, these characters seem cool, but I don't know, there's something about it that I just can't connect with. Okay, but going into the movie as a whole, it's the Sonic guys doing the same stuff, so Sonic was still fun as always. Knuckles is probably still my favorite character from these movies. Tails was good. Donut Lord and Pretzel Lady, I don't remember their names. I'm gonna be real, I don't remember. I think Tom, and I don't remember the girl's name. They don't show up as much here, which you may think that's a bad thing, but honestly, I enjoyed it more because I'm realizing pretty quickly that the stuff I hate most from these Sonic movies is the stuff that is almost exclusively involving the people. It's mostly Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, Shadow, and Eggman. And now Eggman's granddad. So yeah, I thought that was good. I did laugh at a few of the jokes. I did think they were fun. Seeing Jim Carrey play both Robotnik and Robotnik's grandpa, that was pretty entertaining because it's Jim Carrey. Come on, how can you not love that? He even makes a fun fourth wall break about that. So that was just too much fun. I do like that they tried to introduce some darker themes to this, and I did like to see them like experiment a bit more with the emotion here. I did like the inclusion of Shadow. I'm really glad that one of the only Sonic games I've ever played is Sonic Adventure Battle 2. And I remembered bits and pieces from it. Not a lot, but I remembered some. So I'm like, okay, I got some of the references. That's fun. But now, all the other Sonic movies from here on out, let's be real, I'm not gonna know anything about them. I do think that the storyline they did with Shadow was good. It was well told. I would have liked it to feel deeper, but I don't know, maybe it's just because I knew what to expect with a Sonic movie. There was a really big emotional part in the middle of the movie that just didn't click with me, but I don't know. I didn't really buy it. I didn't really get into it, and I don't think it has anything to do with like the writing or the characters or anything like that. I think it's just because I know what I'm getting from a Sonic movie, so I know you're not gonna get that dark on me. And so when everything did go dark, I didn't feel like it went dark enough for it to really emotionally resonate with me. And I'm not gonna get into too many spoilers here, but they show scenes of like Shadow's backstory. And it's supposed to be really sad and dramatic. But when I look at Shadow, and he's in like these happiest moments of his life, he still looks mad. And I know that's part of like the character design, is that he always looks mad to some degree. But like, you can also make him look happy, but still grumpy. And I don't think they did that well, because every time he looks like, I don't want to be here, this feels awful. But yet we're remembering them as like his greatest memories. So that created an emotional disconnect for me. I didn't quite get the relationship between certain characters in the flashbacks. And that might be because I haven't played the games and maybe it was done better there. But yeah, as someone who doesn't really know that story, it didn't really land with me the way that I think they wanted it to. But there's something about it, much like Sonic in general. I just couldn't latch onto like I wanted to. Like, I looked at this going, I should be feeling something here, but I'm not. I should really be into this right now, but I'm not. Like, I don't have a good way to explain why I wasn't into so much of this. To me, it was just everything like was done well, but not good enough for me to get emotionally invested, if that makes sense. Because like on paper, all of this should work. All of this should make sense. But there's just something that was holding me back and I don't know what it was. But anyways, yeah, I know this review is kind of all over the place, but I think it's just because my emotions for Sonic are all over the place. It's a franchise that I want to love, but for some reason just can't. Like there's something that I'm not getting, or something that's just not clicking for me, that every time I go into deeper Sonic lore, I just don't get it. Like I said, I think this is the best out of all three. And I would happily watch Sonic 4. I'm not gonna care about it after it comes out, but it's there. If you adored the first two, then yeah, you're gonna adore the crud out of this. If you're like me and thought the other two were fine, this will be fine too, but I do think slightly better. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye! And big thank you to all of my Patreons. Without you, this channel wouldn't be what it is today. Thank you so much.